Okay, so here is a thing that is happening.
Yep.
They're making Nathan Drake. He's making him stay in the box longer.
They are
making him hide in his little hole.
Yeah.
He's staying in there. Uncharted 4 got yet another delay. What's going on with this?
So this is probably, I think this is the third or fourth time Uncharted 4 has been delayed. Not like that's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think people hear delay and they get worried. I've been like, not skeptical, but just a little apprehensive about the development of this game. There's been some sort of like vocal people leaving, some comings and goings. We had Amy Hennig. We have some of the voice actors kind of swatch roles. This game is getting delayed by 2 weeks because they want to launch it globally. And I think a big part of that is the manufacturing needs, which is what they said outright. And I think an even bigger part of that is the collector's edition. If you look at something like Arkham Knight, which came out last year,
Sure.
That collector's edition was a disaster. Remember, it was like breaking, and they recalled it and stuff like that. It was like just a big bat vehicle that just kept falling apart.
That big tank.
Yeah. So this is now going to have a simultaneous launch worldwide 2 weeks later than it was originally intended, and that's great and all if you love big boxes full of statues and discs and stuff like that. But for me, I don't care. If the game is done, drag and drop the file on the PSN and let me play it 2 weeks earlier. So I actually had this conversation in the Podcast Beyond group, Facebook group, plug. Go check them out. Shout out to those guys. We actually do a show called Podcast Beyond right here at IGN every week. It's a PlayStation show. Nathan Drake, big guy on PlayStation if you haven't noticed. And there was a lot of interesting opinions about this situation because I think a lot of people want games to be on discs forever. And in many ways, I think that they're right.
Well, there's two reasons for that. One is that people do like to resell games, which I am fully in support of. I think that's a great way to get more bang for your buck.
Sure.
Also keep games kind of alive because, remember PT? Remember that just get yanked off the store and now it's disappeared forever?
And I deleted that game and now I can never download it again.
That's a bummer. And then, of course, there's the fact that, some people don't have fast enough internet to download a massive game like Uncharted 4 is probably going to be. You might get screwed on the cost of your internet, or it might just take forever. So.
I'd like to add a really big number 3 as well, which I think is the sort of preservation of games that I think a lot of people forget. In that, if I download a game, there are so many games I downloaded on Xbox Live Arcade, which I don't know if I can access anymore. Like some get pulled down. Like for example, BioShock. I bought BioShock on my iPhone. It's gone. Yeah, bad port. Our producer Zach is laughing over here. It's a bad idea. But that game doesn't exist anymore. You can't go download that. So if I deleted it and I want to go get it again, I just can't. They actually haven't updated it to work on my iPhone 6 because they just stopped caring. So that's a big problem.
It's almost like that was a waste of your money.
Yeah, it was a waste of my money. Absolutely. But so that's the big question is like moving forward into a more digital age, which spoilers, we are 100% doing. If you look 10 years ago, we used to there were still DVDs everywhere, right? 15 years ago, you used to work at Tower Records, right?
Yeah.
I used to rent movies from Blockbuster. All of those places are gone now. Your entire massive wall of CDs and DVDs is now Netflix, Spotify. There are little tiny squares. You okay back there?
Fall off my chair. Stupid chair.
So that being said, I want to play this game 2 weeks early. If it's done digitally, I should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a popular opinion, but I think for people that don't really care about discs, which I don't have a lot of clutter at home.
I don't know. I think with the digital age, I think like early access stuff should happen more. We're getting betas for the Uncharted multiplayer, which is partially to stress test, but also kind of acting like a demo. It's a promotional thing. Most betas at this point are. I don't know. I feel like that if it's done, let people have it. People have pre-ordered it. They've been waiting for it. It's like I also I'm really sick of games like getting delayed. It's like I think that if after your second delay you're not like, let's be safe about this one. Like the fact that they're doing it's how many weeks are they delaying at this point? Like
it's 2 weeks at this point.
Like 2 weeks. Like that's almost negligible. It's just kind of like maybe they should have just scheduled. I don't know how this stuff works.
Yeah, absolutely.
we talk out of our asses about this.
Yeah.
But
so I was
Uncharted 4 looks like an immensely complicated thing to make, but I don't know. You're right.
In the Podcast Beyond Facebook group where I brought up this conversation, I was getting kind of like not a heated, but sort of a prickly, ticklish conversation with a man named Sean Mesler.
Ticklish conversation.
And he brought up the point that, which is an interesting one, that if the game launches 2 weeks early digitally, like what happens to multiplayer, right? Because then we get a leg up on anybody else playing it later. To which I said, hold the multiplayer for 2 weeks. So this is like, we're heading into very weird times, and it's cool to be documenting it right now because we are moving away from a physical age into a digital, but video game preservation is still important. And internet's not really where it needs to be worldwide, where people can download a 60 gigabyte game. So this is going to be a fun few years. So as they say around IGN, keep it locked.
Yes.